there can be no visit with Jay Paterno without asking about Paterno beer in light of recent events. Just your thoughts on the whole thing. Everything I've read, heard, and had people talk about said it's a case of supply and demand, and the supply is not meeting the demand just because it's so popular. What just your thoughts on a beer named Paterno beer?
Well, you know, they approached us about a year ago and said we'd like to do this, and I said, look, if we're going to do it, let's do it the right way. You know, let's make a good beer, and you know that's been the thing that I think people initially suspected it would just be we throw anything in a can, carbonated egg yolks in a can and sell it, and people that drink it go, wow, this is really good, and the feedback on social media has been this is a good beer. So it may have been one of those things where you be careful what you wish for. You make a good beer, and then all of a sudden you can't meet the demand. But that's a good problem to have.
Yeah.
But you know, we're going to have in the next week or two, we'll decide what kind of charitable thing we're going to set up with the proceeds that we get from it. And I think we can do some good with it. And you know what? It's been fun to be part of it and be involved in it.
What do you think your dad would say about a beer being?
Well, I imagine this conversation saying, I'm not sure anybody would look at me while they're drinking a beer. And I said, and I would have said, Dad, the more they drink, the better you're going to look. So, it's a plus. But, he was a guy that would drink a beer. I mean, you guys were around him at times, or a bourbon or wine. So it's not foreign to him. But, he would say, hey, look, if you can do some good for some other people, let's do it.
Yeah.
And so he'd have fun with it.
Last thing, Penn State's on Saturday against San Diego State. If you have time, the kids aren't driving you busy, if they're not crazy, but if they're not busy, you're going to be watching the game? Or?
Yeah, I've missed a home game I've missed home games since I came back.
Right.
Way back when. So, I mean, I've been to every home game, and I enjoy it. But, my dad used to say, when they wanted to build the suites up there, he said, I don't want suites up there because nobody up there watches the game. All they do is kibitz, and they... Right. And you know what? He's right. Because I sit up there and, it's everybody, hey, what are you doing? And then it's, what do you think about that play? What should they have called there? I go, look, I'm not getting into that. Okay, I didn't like people doing that when I was over there calling plays, so I'm not going to get in the middle of it. And I said, you know what? You can't win. I said, plus I'm not a practice. I can't tell you what looked good in practice, what didn't. So, but, I think San Diego State haven't looked at them because it was doing some stuff with that tailgate show. They've got a good secondary. They got some kids that can play, and they'll come in there thinking that they can get after it. And people better understand. There are no gimme putts in college football anymore. Everybody thought Alabama beat Ole Miss, and look what happened.
Right.
Alabama was a shoo-in. Ohio State goes and plays Northern Illinois, and they're in a dogfight the whole game. Who would have thought that? So,
Jay Paterno, a pleasure seeing you. Good luck with the book, the family. And the most important, good luck with the beer.
Thanks. I'm not sure. I don't think we need good luck. It's good. It's running pretty well. So, thanks.
All right. Thanks, Jay.
See you.